My sister is getting married in May. She will be having 4 bridesmaids: her childhood best friend, her fiance's sister, my brother's ex-fiance, and me, her maid of honor. My brother's ex-fiance, let's refer to her as Erin, is not just my brother's ex-fiance. She is actually one of my sister's best friends. She is also my university roommate and one of my best friends. She was in my wedding party 2 years ago. My sister and I are less than 2 years apart, and Erin is right in the middle of us. The 3 of us are truly best friends. We all hang out at least 2 times a week and talk daily. She's really like another sister to both of us, and we are the sisters she never had. My mom and dad love her too, and she is basically a third daughter to them. I met Erin when I was 18 and she was 17. First-year university students living away from our parents for the first time. We instantly hit it off. The first time she met my sister, they hit it off right away too. My parents too. When she first met my brother, he tried to hit on her, but she wasn't interested, as she was still with her high school sweetheart. I'm pretty sure he fell in love with her that first time they met. She later admitted to me that she thought he was cute, but didn't think of him that way at all. Things changed in our last year of university. We were living off campus and my brother came over with my dad to help move some furniture. She was single and ready to mingle, and I noticed they were suddenly really flirty. They started texting shortly after and officially started dating around Christmas. The 4 months from Christmas to graduation were some of the most awkward times of my life. This was the only time Erin and I really went through a rough patch in our friendship. I found it beyond awkward that she was dating my brother. She tried her best to make it less awkward on me. My brother didn't try at all and did things to purposely make it weird. But I always heard from my other roommates whenever my brother stayed the night or came over while I was out. We went from telling each other everything to suddenly having boundaries about something really important going on in her life. We were no longer as close as we had been, and it was really hard. After graduation, I went to Australia for almost a year. While I was gone, they moved in together, and things got pretty serious. I still found it a bit awkward, but somehow being further away made it less so. I got over it, and we stayed close the entire time I was gone. When I came back, things just felt right. My sister and Erin had become closer friends than before. My family all loved her. Her relationship with my brother was going great. They adopted a cat. Everything was great. She really was part of the family. Over the next 3 years, lots of good things happened. I got engaged. My brother and Erin got engaged. I got married. My sister gave birth to my nephew, and my sister got engaged. My brother and Erin didn't set a date to be married. I never really thought it was odd because I know how expensive and time-consuming weddings are, and it's not like they had any reason to be in a hurry. Just over a year ago, I got a call at work from my mom asking me if I had spoken to Erin. She told me that according to my brother, she had kicked him out in the middle of the night and wouldn't answer the door or pick up the phone. I tried calling her, but she wouldn't pick up, so I left work and went to their house. After waiting 30 minutes, she finally let me inside, and I have never seen anyone so devastated in my life. The things I learned that day could fill a book. To keep a very long story as short as possible, my brother is an a-hole. He had been cheating on her since practically the beginning of their relationship. One-night stands, longer affairs with multiple women, online relationships, and even women for money. She was exposed to multiple STDs and pushed into keeping everything a secret because he threatened to K himself if she told anyone. She felt so much shame and fear that she felt she really couldn't tell anyone or leave. I was so devastated for her and absolutely furious with my brother. I also felt so guilty for not noticing that she was going through such a terrible time, and even more guilty for being the reason they knew each other in the first place. It was terrible. My sister and I banded around Erin and helped her to find a new place. My brother moved into my parents' basement. My sister and I both refused to go to their house until my dad finally asked him to leave because he made both of us uncomfortable. Another long story for another day, and why my sister and I have never been very close to our brother. My mom was probably the most hurt out of the family. She didn't want to believe that her son could treat someone this way, and there was a lot of conflict regarding her refusal to accept that he wasn't her little angel. Over the past year or so, there's been a lot of healing, but still a lot of hurt. We have remained best friends with Erin, and we are both mostly estranged from our brother. My sister, more so than her fiancé, my husband, and I. We all still make an effort to communicate with him while we were together at family events, while my sister refuses to even look at him. Anyway, yesterday my sister and all of her bridesmaids, including Erin, were at my parents' house getting a fitting for our dresses by my aunt. I guess my brother was trying to contact my mom, via Facebook of all places. She still has a landline he could have called. During the 2.5 hours she had people over, not even 5 minutes after everyone else left, my brother barges in the door. He went off on my sister for hogging our mom. Apparently, he got engaged the night before and wanted to tell her. Over Facebook? He said he saw all of our little Instagram posts, and he thinks it's ridiculous that Erin is still her bridesmaid after all that has happened. How it makes him feel disrespected in the family. He thinks that his 22-year-old girlfriend, who we have met twice, should be in my sister's wedding party instead. The only reason my brother is still a part of my sister's wedding is because my mom would be devastated if he wasn't there. My sister's fiancé convinced my sister that everything would be okay, and she agreed to let him stay on as a groomsman, just to appease everyone. He was going nuts and yelling about how blood is thicker than water and basically forcing her to pick a side. He doesn't want anything to do with her if she refuses to cut Erin from her wedding party and her life. Without missing a beat, she tells him that she would rather have Erin in her life than him. Her reply further enraged him to the point where I had to intervene and told him he was being unreasonable and to please just leave. This is when he completely flew off the handle. He kept saying, "What about you? What about you? What about you?" about 30 times until my mom convinced him to just go home. The last thing he said to me was, "You ducking, starts with C, rhymes with punt." After he left, my mom came inside and yelled at my sister to grow up. She asked my sister if she should even bother coming to her wedding if her family was already torn apart. She actually said, "What's the point?" Then she yelled at both of us for tearing this family apart. She also said things like, "Why can't you be good sisters to your only brother? And he's hurting so bad." When she was finished, she went to the bathroom, slammed the door, and we could hear her crying. My sister was visibly upset, but didn't say anything. She just woke up her sleeping child and left. She later called me and said, "He forced me to choose, and now I have, and I am completely done with him. And if mom has chosen his side, then I am done with her too." My dad just shrugged his shoulders and shook his head, his usual response to everything. I'm just kind of at a loss of what to do here. Everyone is mad at everyone, and nobody is speaking to anyone else. I wrote so much about Erin because I really do consider her my sister, and if I had to choose between her or my brother, I would also choose her. But I do still love and care about my big brother. I guess I'm just looking for any advice on how to move forward with our brother without removing Erin from our lives. The only thing he seems to want us to do. Support your sister. She's being really strong right now. She gets to choose to keep Erin in her life. Your brother is the one who is trying to set ultimatums, and the fact that your mother is participating in it is heartbreaking. Unfortunately, it is often easier for people to blame the person they think would be more easily swayed, and your mom has chosen to say terrible things to your sister because your mom doesn't want to face up to the position your brother put everyone in. You don't have to choose Erin over your brother. Just support Erin and your sister, and your brother can make his own decisions. The consequences are his, not yours. Your sister is awesome. Go where you are celebrated. Your brother is a jerk. He was a mean a-hole to your close friend. Your mom is enabling him. Erin has done nothing wrong, so don't you dare turn your back on her. Stand up for her alongside your sister. You and your sister proceed with the wedding. Keep the bridesmaids lineup as is. Your mother may reconsider her stance to stand by your scummy brother at all costs when she fully realizes what that will cost her. Missing out on her daughter's wedding, missing time with her grandchild, and not being on speaking terms with both of her daughters. It's time to gray rock her until she revises her enabling your brother at the cost of her relationship with her daughters. Keep your dad in the loop with the wedding. Cut your brother from the groomsman lineup. He doesn't deserve the honor when he is screaming obscenities at the bride. Basically, I cheated on my girlfriend. I did not cheat on her. She wanted to open up the relationship. I found out later that she just wanted to sleep with a certain someone. When she found out that I had also started sleeping with someone else, well, she didn't take it very well and told me to stop seeing her. I declined, saying that I hadn't broken any of the rules we agreed upon, and she just went nuclear on me. She told my family that I had cheated on her. To say that they didn't take it well would be an understatement. They basically disowned me. My dad had been cheated on twice before he met my mom, and my mom's ex-husband left her and their kid, my half-sister, for a woman half his age. And in addition, my younger sister met one of those stereotypical jocks that treated her like crap and constantly cheated on her. So yeah, my entire family, parents, sister, and half-sister just loathed cheaters. My ex, who my entire family loved like one of their own, told them that I was cheating on her, and also told them the type of S we were having. They just disowned me. I tried talking with them for 3 or 4 months to have them hear out my side of the story, but they refused to even see me, much less talk with me. The final straw was when I went to my parents' house on my birthday, while it was raining 11 in the night, begging them to talk to me. But they ended up calling the police on me. My friends also treated me the same. It's been about 2.5 years now, and I've been doing okay. I moved away to another state, and I don't really have a social life anymore, and put all of my energy on either my job or the gym. I got a call yesterday from my sister saying that she was getting married, and she wanted me to be there with her on her special day, since we used to be very close, which is true, and that she is willing to forgive and forget. I asked her to expand on that, and she told me that she is willing to forgive me for cheating on someone, and is willing to forget that I was a horrible human being for doing so. I told her that I am not available, and have a good day, and never to contact me again, and hung up without explaining. My phone is now blasted with messages and calls, which I have not bothered listening to. Now, should I actually be trying to reconcile with them because they are my family? Because I really don't want to. They dropped me without ever listening to me, just shunned me for something that I didn't even do. You should do what feels best for you. You are in no way obligated to reconnect with your family. In my opinion, your family betrayed you when they left you without even hearing your side of the story. Therapy might be an option. Your words about no more social life and opening up only to your secretary make me suspect that you are deeply wounded and may need healing through outside help. I'd send one of them a long message about everything you told us about the situation and then cut them off completely. You'll have said your piece and they can take it or not. However, I don't think it's fair to you to ever go back to them. They have shown you that they don't even care about you at all. All it takes is one thing that's not even true, and they disown you without even hearing your side. In my opinion, your family are terrible, terrible people. I'm literally so angry for you, OP. Please stay away from them. Update. Now, about 2 days after I posted, I took your advice and sent them an email that explains what exactly went down in our relationship. I told them how I felt through it all. It was a very long and detailed letter, and I basically ended the letter by saying that I don't care what you choose to believe. I've lived my life just fine without any of you for more than 2 years. I don't really factor into your lives anymore, and none of you do in mine. I hope that you all have a great life ahead of you, especially you, sister's name, and your fiancé. But I'm done with this ordeal. And my final piece of advice to you, maybe try listening to your future kids when such a situation arises, instead of assuming the worst of them. I also linked the original post in the email and have decided not to reconcile with any of them. My reasoning? Why should I? They obviously don't love me like a family should. Otherwise, they might have shown me at least a little bit of compassion and at least try to hear my side of the story. And I will never be able to rely on them or trust them as I once did, even if I did choose to reconcile. So that's that. As for therapy, well, I have pretty much isolated myself for the last 2 years and don't really talk to people. I don't really feel any pain or hurt from what happened anymore. My major issue is that I just can't bring myself to trust people. I know that not everyone is like that, but how am I supposed to know that this person won't betray me like that? One of the things this situation has taught me that the people you love can stab you much deeper than your enemies. Regardless, I'm going to try to socialize with people again and try to live life as a human and not a robot anymore. If I still have some irrational trust issues or something like that, then I will definitely look towards therapy. Oh, and I also got a new number and I will use the previous one, which is the one that is being blasted, to record everything, just in case. I was going to say your ex is evil for what she's done, and I hope she hears and feels horrific about it. But actually, she has done you a favor. Your family are worse than her. So much worse. It honestly wouldn't surprise me to find that they are all actual cheaters, and this is just their sick way of dealing with guilty conscience.